Hey, welcome back guys. This is the Pokemon Fam Bam channel where we do things all Pokemon related. Thanks again for joining me today. I'm going to be showcasing my triple shadow team that I used for Season 8. If you guys didn't see my last video, I used the same team, and I'm going to continue to use this team for the rest of Season 8 for the Great League because it is just so good. I'm having some really good sets with it. Just to get you guys caught up, Season 8 did bring a lot of changes to the meta. More specifically, poison types got a pretty huge buff, so a lot more trainers are using poison types. So I built this team to counter those poison types, since HYPNO's Confusion and Politoed's Mud Shots will be super effective against them. I'm also still seeing a lot of Galarian Stunfisk and Bastiodon, so Machamp and Politoed will counter those Pokemon. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into commentary here with the first battle. The trainer uses Umbreon, which is a great lead, so they quickly switch to the Azumarill, and I quickly switch to my HYPNO, which is going to be just a great counter for Azumarill with the Thunder Punch there. Again, Electric will be super effective against the Azumarills. I am still seeing a lot of Azumarills in Season 8 because Azumarill is such a staple Pokemon in the Great League. But again, that's why I'm using HYPNO, and these Thunder Punches will just eliminate the Azumarills pretty quickly here. And even the Confusions are chunking away at Azumarill, and Azumarill is, as you know, a pretty tanky Pokemon. Okay, so Potent comes in again with the Umbreon. I am able to get off a Fire Punch before the Umbreon is going to take me down. And then I'm going to obviously come back with my Machamp. Umbreon is Dark type, so it's going to take super effective damage from Machamp's counters. They quickly switch to their Beedrill, and I switch to my Politoed. Again, if you guys have not used Politoed, Politoed is such a spammy Pokemon, and Shadow Politoed with a 20% increase in damage, it is just a great Pokemon to invest in. The Weather Ball here should be deleting that Beedrill pretty easily. This Beedrill actually is using Fell Stinger, which is really interesting. I thought that would take me out, but I am able to survive, and I'm able to get rid of the Beedrill. I barely had a sliver of health, which actually works out great because now the Umbreon isn't able to farm a lot of energy. And again, Machamp is going to be able to take this Umbreon down fairly easily. Umbreon is also a very good Pokemon to invest in. I've actually got one that I have not leveled up yet, just because I don't want to put in the Stardust right now. Okay, so second battle. Let's see what we got here. We got the Politoed coming in. This is a neutral matchup for me, so I'm going to stay in. I have been seeing a lot more Politoeds lately, also in Season 8. The counters from the Machamp is doing neutral damage, but it still is chunking away at that Politoed, so you do have to respect the counters coming from that Shadow Machamp. And let's see if he uses another shield. He does. So I have a very good shield advantage right now, so I'm going to go ahead and let my Machamp go down, come in with my HYPNO. They quickly switch to Altaria, which is actually okay with me. Now you can make an argument here that you could use Ice Punch instead of Fire Punch, but I'm going to tell you that I don't see that much Altaria anymore. The Fire Punch is really to counter the Galarian Stunfisk. And you can see here that HYPNO is still able to take down this Altaria, especially with no shields. The Thunder Punch is going to be able to take it out with neutral damage there. Alright, they come in with their Alolan Ninetales. Pretty neutral matchup against my Politoed. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get off my Earthquake, but they get off another Weather Ball. I should be able to survive fine. So the Earthquake should be able to delete this Alolan Ninetales pretty easily. It does. They come back in with their Politoed, and I should be able to survive. This is just a Weather Ball. Oh no, it's an Earthquake. It easily deletes me, but hey, HYPNO comes back in and just chunks away at the Politoed, and I've already got another Thunder Punch ready. And that was a good games to my opponent. Alright, battle number 3. Let's see what we got here. Against Jitarman, the opponent comes in with a Politoed again. I'm going to go ahead and stay in like I did before. Again, neutral matchup. The counters are doing neutral damage to the Politoed. And my opponents usually shield at least once with the Machamp. Again, you got to respect the damage that counter and cross chop is doing to that Politoed. Machamp is still, it's not a tanky Pokemon, so I do want to preserve some of its health, because you can see there that the Weather Ball did a pretty good amount of damage to that Machamp. But they decide not to use their second shield, which is fine. I come in with my Hypno. They easily switch to their Galarian Stunfisk. And again, this is why I use the Fire Punch. There's so much Galarian Stunfisk, and a lot of opponents don't know that I have Fire Punch. They assume that I've got Shadow Ball, which a lot of Hypnos usually have. But the Fire Punch, as you can see there, is doing super effective damage. And now that they know that I've got the Fire Punch, they have to respect it. And I'm able to farm down that Galarian Stunfisk. They come back with the Azumarill. I've built up enough energy for a Thunder Punch, and they use their last shield. So now I've got a shield advantage, and I am just going to come in with my Machamp. I know that they had a lot of energy, so I use Machamp as a sacrificial swap. Come in with my Politoed, and again, I can't say enough about Politoed. It is such a spammy Pokemon, and the Earthquake, I can't even tell you how many times I've come up with an Azumarill, and this Earthquake just easily chunks at that Azumarill, and that is just so awesome and so satisfying to see the Earthquake just delete Azumarills. Alright, so fourth battle, they come in with a shiny Muck, neutral matchup for me, so I'm going to stay in, and let's see what this Muck has for me here. You can see that the counter damage almost took the Muck down in half. Machamp is still a very good Pokemon to use. If you guys don't have a Shadow Machamp for the Great League, I highly recommend it. They use their first shield, and actually, I'm sorry, they used their last shield, so I am at a really good shield advantage here. I go ahead and let my Machamp go down, because I'm going to come in with my Politoed. The Mud Shots are doing super effective damage to that Muck. I think I'm going to switch to my Hypno there, because I want to get rid of that Depuff. They come in with the Machamp, and then they quickly switch to their Swampert, because the Machamp is just getting chunked at from the Hypno's confusion. I'm going to use my shield here. Even though Hypno is a pretty tanky Pokemon, Swampert's Water Cannon Hydro Cannon still does a pretty good amount of damage to my Hypno. And my Hypno, because the opponent has no more shields, I was able to take that down. Now I still have my Politoed, so I'm going to go ahead and let my Hypno go down, and my Politoed is just going to be able to finish this match fairly easily. So good games to my opponent there. Alright, that was battle number 4. Battle number 5. Am I able to get a 5-0? Let's see. Okay, so they come in with their Sirfetch'd. A neutral matchup, I'm going to stay in here. They switch to their Hypno. Now, my weakness is really actually Hypno. So if the opponent has a Hypno, it is very dangerous for this team. Hypno's Confusion just is going to chunk away at Machamp. And then if their Hypno has Shadow Ball, it will do super effective damage to my Hypno. And then the Hypno's Thunder Punch is also going to delete my Politoed very quickly. So my only choice, if you guys do use this team, you have to pretty much use all 2 of your shields to get rid of this Hypno, because it has to go away. So far I've been able to get that Hypno down, and both of their shields are down. Now if this is a Shadow Punch, it is not going to be good for me, and it is. So it deletes my Hypno, and I think this is where I lose, because that Hypno was just, I had to use all of my shields for it. So the Machamp does take down their Sirfetch'd, but you can see that one confusion just chunked my Machamp down so far down. And even though Bastiodon is taking a lot of damage, Machamp just did not have enough health. to counter that Basti down, but that was so disappointing. I mean, I almost went 5-0, but that's okay. You know, a 4 out of 5 is still really good right now. So I'm still really happy with this team. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and if you do, please subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. Thank you again for watching, guys.
Give you my heart.